Yeah, I wouldn't be in front of somebody's fucking house. That's for sure. Stupid. Okay. And he gave you a little 411 on something. Fact. None of you guys on YouTube, none of you, maybe like, I mean, I'm a name dropper, but I won't name names, but people in law enforcement that are on YouTube's platform have seen dead bodies, decomposing bodies, the smell of a decomposing body, or came into a situation where there was a dead body. An alley, a trash can, a sidewalk, a curb, a bench, a park, a blanket. Like, okay, been there, done that. Also had to pick it up because I worked with the coroner. I was like with the coroner. It is a unforgettable feeling that you get when you have to pick up a deceased person that has been there for more than a few minutes or more than a few hours or overnight or days. It is an unforgettable fucking thing. You never, ever, ever, ever forget it. I drive every day, single day. I go multiple places, multiple courthouses, multiple visitations for kids that can't get there on their own, or the foster parents can't get them because of other foster kids and whatever. I have seen it recent. I was going to a house early in the morning for an 8 o'clock appointment, and I sat at a light in Anaheim in my car, and I looked over at this guy at the bus stop, and I said, I sat there long enough at the light that I figured out the man wasn't living. I was like, that guy looks dead. That guy really looks dead. And as I sat at the light, I'm like, you don't think, grab your camera, turn it on. That's a no. Invasion of privacy. 1, 2, that's not even funny. 3, that's very sad. So I sat at the light and I whipped a U-turn. And because I'm a nurse by trade, 27 years of nursing, I flipped around because I was early going to this kid. I flipped around and I waited. Okay, he looks dead. Okay, he looks dead. But high people can be high and but it was April. It was freezing as hell outside. It was Anaheim. Anything's normal in Anaheim but Disneyland. So I'm like, I flipped around and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on respirations. I'm not gonna get out of my car. I'm not gonna touch him. I'm not gonna do anything. So I waited and no breathing, no respirations. He was blue as blue could be. And I got up next to him and I just wanted to listen. So I'm like, I know people were looking at me. I didn't care. And I didn't touch him. I didn't go within 10 feet of him. I didn't do anything. He was on a park bench at a bus stop on the middle of Catella, sitting there, slumped over, fucking dead. So I picked up my phone and I called and I said, hi, my name's such and such. My number's here. I am sitting at Catella and Pastor at the bus stop. I believe there's a dead person at the bus stop. What is your qualifications that think that? Well, he's blue. He's blue. He's no longer white. He's blue. He looks dead. He's dead. He's slouched over. There's no foam coming out of his mouth. He's dead. I haven't touched him. I'm not touching him. Bring somebody here. So, of course, ambulance, fire department, police, right? They all come. He dead. They all come. They tape it off. They're trying to keep people from looking at him. And I'm sitting there giving my name and address, all the things that you do because you reported a dead body. They want to know, how did you know he was dead? And he was dead and homeless. I had to stay there. Of course, I had to call my work and say, guess what? I found a dead body sitting on the side of the road, legit, at a bus stop. It's creepy, okay? It's creepy. Now you put yourself into the situation that's happening in the high desert with two little boys that got plucked out of a house that nobody knows where they went, and nobody knows how they got out of the house, and nobody in the news is talking. Nobody. The police department's not talking. Nobody's talking. If anything, they've all lawyered up. Sorry, not sorry, that you can't get any information. But I can tell you, because they were desperate, people in the high desert, law enforcement, they have brought other community police departments into their circle to help with phones, that can help with leads that have felt they need extra support. And you guys have zero authority to sit in front of somebody's fucking house and think that you're going to give them any information whatsoever that they don't already know. Cops are top-notch people, especially people in specialties. What is your business to be busybodying your ass in front of something that has probably no bearing, zero bearing on what's happening in the world? Do you think I just like to roll up on a person that's dead at the bus stop? No. How many people drove by him before somebody figured out he's dead? Like me? Like I was the only one that day on April 16th? Like I was the only one that drove by him? Haster and Catella, fucking figure it out. Go look it up on a map. It's in front of a Vaughn's grocery store. He was sitting on a bus. Stop. Slunched over. Dead. A donut store's right there. Vaughn's is right there. A 76 gas station, a 7-Eleven, and used to be a Wiener Schnitzel. All of it's right there. How many people drove by there? Even cops probably drove by there. I hear beep, beep, beep. The bus, you need to stay put. Drove by there. I drove there at 6:30. I saw him at 6:30. Thousands of people drove by him. You think any one of them, if they would have put it on the news that night, hey, does anybody know how long this guy's been sitting here at the bus stop? Nobody would have gone, did I drive by there today? Did I walk by there? I mean, how many people walked by him? It's a walking, silly city. How many people walked by there? Walked right by his dead ass. You wouldn't know a dead body unless it threw it in your face with the smell. I didn't approach him. I didn't go up there and go, hey, sir, are you alive? No, I didn't touch him. Because I don't know how he got there. I don't know where he came from, how long he'd been there, how he got in the position of dead. And I'm in the field where I could go up and go, oh, I'm dead. No, somebody else touch his ass. Go up there and go, you have a pulse, sir? Breathe. No, you're dead. Like, tip over dead. Like, done. You wouldn't know a dead body if you walked by it. Like, how many people do you see slipping along on the sidewalk and you actually look at him and go, you're waiting for him to move, flinch? I mean, they're homeless. I mean, how many times do you think under the blanket that they're really alive? Or at the bus stop. There's so many people in Anaheim that sit at a bus stop with 1,000 blankets on them. It's freaking freezing. And I don't even know where there's a shelter, and they kicked them all out of the wash. So who knows where they stay? They stay everywhere. This guy was dead. 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 All kinds dead. Then the coroner came. I sat there. I had to stay there and fill out a report. When did I drive by? Why did I turn around? What concerned me about him? Like, they like fully gave me an interview on the side of the road. How many other people drove by? The cop may even have driven by. Like, oh, he's sleeping. It could have been a known, like, I don't even know. I don't know. If he was a known homeless person, then the cops even ignored it. Like, we don't know. This guy needs to get out of the way. Move your Toyota thing out the way with your bucket. Fucking bucket. Get the fuck out the way. But You guys have no business. If you do anything from this video, get educated. Go to your law enforcement and help. Say, where have you searched? Where do you need help searching? And they may tell you to butt the fuck out. They got enough. They've had enough. They're done enough. We're waiting. We're doing. We don't know. I don't know. Those people aren't here. They'll tell you that too. They'll tell you to buzz off. But until you understand that, then you have no business being in the business of, social buttermouth myself over here, giggle and laugh, disrespect, all of the things. I'm talking about, this or that, whatever. But go do some education. Go play. Go offer your services, because they're probably very well over needed right now. If you've ever been in a kid in my school time, fucking ever ago, we had Scared Straight. It was a volunteer class to go to a morgue and see an autopsy. Observe an autopsy. See what goes into an autopsy. That's what led me to what I do. That's what led me to what I did for a living. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to prevent the autopsy. I wanted to, preventable heart disease, you wanted to prevent. You couldn't prevent all things. You couldn't prevent the accident, that through the head windshield, the this, the that, the heart attack, the gunshot, you couldn't prevent any of that, but you can find out what led to it. Like, you do your own little gossiping, your own little interviewing with the family. You find yourself figuring it out along with a cop or an investigative team or a scene crime investigator that's taking notes to put the whole file together to go, prosecute or whatever. But until you've taken those classes and you've done that kind of training, don't sit yourself in front of something and go, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do this for a living. Montana, you are lost. You are so lost that you've been here a long time that you even have a California sticker on your car. How do you get away with driving Montana in California? And you have a Orange County Fire Authority sticker on your car. What? How does that work? You're not just visiting, you're stuck. Just training, thought, observing. Like, I could be a cop, whatever. I mean, I know a cop, I know many, I know my brother. And I know for right now, my brother is entrusted into Bakersfield PD right now. He's signed a temporary hiring paper so they can receive his training expertise on doing things. But, I don't know anything. I'm just here in Orange County doing me, saving, correcting, and preventing bullshit from happening that happened up there. I don't know if any of you guys even know, besides the 3 seances, emergency placement order. Do you know what that is? Emergency placement order. You know what that is? It happens. It happens more often than not. I've been called out. My daughter's been called out for an emergency placement, meaning grab a kid from a problem, take it to another place for an emergency. They sleep it, bathe it, clothe it, figure out what's happening, and take it for a medical, all of those things. But emergency placement is an emergency placement, especially when it comes to kids. It is what it is. But I don't get how you guys can get away with sitting in front of a house. I don't care what's happening next door. I don't care if you drove further than a minute from your house, a driveway, a park across the street, to stake it out, you've done way too much. Stalking is a real deal, and it can get you in real trouble. And I think real trouble should be happening really soon to all of y'all that think you're somebody when you're clearly not law enforcement people. Morons. Total disregard for what's happening around you. Like, if you have a speeder or a constant mayhem and whatnot, you can record it from your driveway. That's not stalking. But when you physically go somewhere, you're nobody. I don't care what you think you're doing. You're an idiot. You're an idiot that's ruining something for something. Crime. Repetitive phone calls. You become, all right, bro, trash can, blow over. When a 911 operator goes to dispatch a call, and they pretty much tell whoever's responding to that call, this is the 17th call, kind of the same story. The contact was this happened at this address, yada 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 yada. Who else can roll with him, especially if it's like has a gun, has a knife, has a this, has a that. They'll coordinate an effort to figure it out. Or do we need an MT, which is medical transportation? Hello. Meaning they're going to go in, they're going to chit chat with the person, see if they're medically needing assistance because